When you realize you're a creator and that everything begins with your thoughts, and if you add a pinch of time and a smidgen of space, then you realize you create the story of your life. You are the creator of your journey through life. Yeah. So your life is your story. Yeah. Your life is your story. It's as simple as that. Are you creating your story well? The problem is we create the story and then we hold on to the story. You ask good authors, good storytellers, they'll tell you they create a story, but they immediately let go of it in order to create new scenes, new characters, and new stories. Yeah, and so your history is not you; it's just your creation, and you are the creator, and that's challenging in itself. Your history, your story of yesterday, is your creation, and you are the creator. The creator is not the creation. So, in order to create well into the future, I need to let go of the story that I've created in the past. Sounds easy, sounds theoretically simple, but for most of us, it's quite challenging because we want to hold on. In fact, we build our sense of identity around our history, the story we've created so far. So, as a leader, and let's talk about leadership for a moment, you create your own story, that's true, but you're also tasked in helping others create their story. Whether you're a leader of a team, an organization, or you're just a parent in a family, and therefore you are leading your children into the world, you create your own story. That's always happening, but you're also tasked, you're also challenged, you've also invited yourself to help others create their story. That's why you're a leader of a team, or you're a leader of your family, or you're a leader just in a relationship. So the purpose of life then is to create and co-create. Yeah. So you're not just creating your story, but you're helping others create their story. Therefore, you're in a co-creative relationship. That's why creativity is one of our deepest motivators. Yeah. Whenever you're creating something, if you notice, if you're aware, self-aware, you lose the awareness of time passing. Whenever you're lost in creating anything, you lose the awareness of time. You don't look at a clock, you don't look at a watch, because you're totally absorbed, giving yourself wholeheartedly to what you are creating or who you are creating with, basically. So there's a joy in that process that arises from inside. And it takes just a little bit of self-recognition to recognize that joy is coming from within. It's not coming from what's going on outside of you. It's coming from within when you give yourself wholeheartedly to the creation of anything on your own or with others. The satisfaction comes not in the achievement of whatever you're creating, but during the complete process. That's why ultimately you wouldn't stop to say, oh, look what I've achieved. Wasn't I so clever? Your creative process would continue on as it does in the reality of your consciousness. But you want to stop it and hold on to the achievement, and you want applause. We tend to want applause for the achievement. Oh, I'm so good. Aren't I great? And that's the moment I stop being creative. I'm allowing the applause of others to shape my state of being. In other words, I'm becoming dependent on others for recognition for my achievement, my creation, and therefore I have stopped creating. And so I'm allowing the world to shape me. That's a mistake, and that's a mistake most of us have learned to make. As we learn to believe, keyword belief, that you have to achieve, you reach your goals, achieve what you set out to do in life, instead of seeing life as a continuous, creative process. So there's a paradox. There's a paradox when it comes to understanding our creativity. And I don't mean painting, poetry, or those limited ideas of creativity that we learn at school or university. I mean creating a relationship, creating the right attitude, creating the right thoughts, creating the appropriate actions in the context of that relationship. And so the paradox happens is that a sense of fulfillment arises only because I empty myself. It's like a paradox. It's like a brilliant aspect of the design of human consciousness, is that you can only really feel fulfilled and satisfied within yourself. Some people call that happiness, when you have emptied yourself. In other words, given yourself over wholeheartedly to the process of creativity, whatever you're creating, whether it's a process, an object, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a thought, a concept, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you're giving yourself wholeheartedly to, you're emptying yourself into that creation. So that's why creativity is one of the deepest motivators in life. Yeah, it's your very nature to be creative and to express your creation. But the question is, what's the quality of that creation? You know, is it coming from, is it arising from a belief or belief system that is totally inaccurate? Not right or wrong, but just inaccurate. I'm trying to avoid right or wrong, because then you start going, oh, I'm so wrong, I'm so bad, I'm so awful as a person. Then you start putting yourself down and you start creating a belief that I'm inferior. No. Look, the belief is inaccurate. In other words, you are not creating from the truth, the true nature of you as the being of consciousness. That's what we've learned. And so you're unlearning that by sitting quietly in meditation and bringing into your awareness the true nature, the underlying true nature of you as a conscious being, which you cannot lose. You can't lose it, but it gets covered over, it gets layered over by all these beliefs that you have learned. And it's much easier to use those beliefs as your references. It's much easier, it's laziness really, than to let go and say, well, is that belief true? Am I acting in the most accurate way? Am I creating? Am I thinking? Am I feeling in the most accurate way? Oh, I feel terrible. Oh, wait a minute. Feeling terrible is not accurate. It's not my true nature to be feeling terrible, angry and upset all the time. Okay, let me look at that. Let me explore that. This is curiosity. I'm curious. Where is this coming from? Oh, this is coming from a belief that I'm holding on to in my subconscious. Now, where did that belief? I don't really know. Well, maybe I got that from my dad or my mom or my teachers or media or whatever. But anyway, it's not accurate, because that belief is leading to a feeling of anger. Yeah. And so very simple. Let me finish with a very simple example. I believe the car that sits outside is my car. So when someone damages the car, it's as if they damage me. I get upset. Yeah. No, they don't make me upset. I make me upset. I make me angry. I make me suffer, which means something is not accurate in my creation, in my consciousness. So if I really go into that, I'll notice it's because I'm attached to the car in my mind. I believe the car is mine. But it's not mine. It's not my car. It's a car, and I get to use it for a while, but it's not my car. Nah, that's the truth. The car comes and goes. There's the truth. The truth is, I don't own the car. I don't possess the car. The car comes and cars come and go. They get rusty. That's great. They get damaged. That's life. That's the truth. As opposed to my car. Oh, you don't damage my car. That's my car. See, that's not the truth. That's a belief that it's my car. That's what I've been taught. You own, you possess.